Hey, 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 what's going on, family? Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, to this show, the Let's Boogie One-on-One show right here on Fresh Nation Radio, WJON. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now, we have a show for you tonight. You know, it's like any other night. We bring you some great content, but tonight is special, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun, a lot of conversation. We've got some good brothers in the house, and I'm telling you right now, sit back, relax, enjoy this. It's going to be a history lesson. It's going to be fun. We're going to laugh. We're going to talk. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight, but it's going to be informative as well. It's about music tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and we have a guest coming on a little later on, and we're going to tell you what he's all about, and he's going to explain who he is and what he does. If you do not know him, you will be introduced to him tonight. I'm not going to give you his name right now. We'll see him a little later. But in the meantime, I just want to get a big shout out to Dahlia Manette, who's not with us tonight. She's on vacation. We miss her. But, you know, we're going to handle our business anyway, and we're going to do what we do. And what we do is we bring you great content. I'm just so excited, man. Tattletale, my brother Tattletale's ride with me like always, man. He's in the building. What's up, Tattletale? What's going on, man?
my brother. Tattletale feeling extra good tonight. Let me tell you something, man. 9:30 this morning, I had an appointment with my cancer doctor, Dr. Lubori. Oh, yes, that day when I talk like this, you're doing so good right now. You're doing very good, buddy. Keep it up. So, anyway, my numbers are good. Y'all know I've been fighting this prostate cancer since early 2021. Things are going great. So now I won't have to see the doctor until this time next year, a whole year. Usually it's every 6 months. So I won't see him again until this time next year. So I'm feeling good. You know, I mean, like, wow. You know, but it's funny. It's funny that all my life I've been able to do miraculous things. Like miracles would happen for me. I'd be going to something bad, all of a sudden, like, bang, it just changes up, you know? And sometimes I don't tell people about it because they might look at me like I'm crazy. But so I got my DNA done recently, and I found out
what?
I found that I'm a direct descendant of Jesus Christ.
Are you serious?
I'm serious? Direct. I thought Jesus was a black man.
Oh yeah, well we know that. We know that. Yeah.
Because one time I was at my brother-in-law's. You know, and he ran out of wine. I touched a pitcher of water. Boom! It turned to wine.
Oh.
Yeah, and he had so many people outside of this party. He ran out of chicken. You know, black folks, we love that good fried chicken. He ran out of. He only had one pan of chicken left. Yo, lest I touch that one pan of chicken, you know, that aluminum pan, man, chicken was just falling from everywhere, man. we fed the whole crowd outside. We fed the block, and we gave some to the homeless shelter.
Oh man, you got me.
Don't mess with me. And I was suspicious because we got so many women in our family named Mary. I got a sister named Mary, my grandmother named Mary. I got 3 cousins named Mary. I'm like, what's all this Mary stuff? And guess what my father's name was? My father's name was Peter. Yeah.
So
he was always denying stuff.
Oh man, come on. Oh man, you had me going there for a minute, bro. That's funny. That is funny. That's all right, though. But you know what? You know what though? That's great news from the doctor, man. That's great news.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I'm really happy for you, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir, man.
Yeah.
That's really, really good news. I think that's the best news of the day, man. Matter of fact,
it is, man. It is.
That's fantastic.
So, yeah, because when I text you last night, I was like a little, you know, I'm like, oh man, what they going to tell me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but they're going to tell me. But wow, man, I feel so good. I was skipping out that office, man. I skipped past my car. I forgot I had drove. I skipped past my car. I had to go back and get into the car.
Wow, man, that's beautiful, man. Let's do this. Let's do this and bring it in right. Come on, let's give it a hand clap to that. Give it a hand clap.
Oh man, thank you. Appreciate that, man. Yeah. Appreciate that. Yeah, beautiful, man. I appreciate that.
That's really good news, man. You know, you've been fighting a good fight, man.
Oh yeah, man. You know me. I'm a warrior. I'm just not going to lay down and feel sorry for myself. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Not going to do that.
Much respect to that, man. Much respect.
Yeah,
man.
thanks, man. Yeah.
So what's the plans now? Now with your career now that you've gotten this news, man, what's happening with all the comedy
Oh
shows?
man, it's gonna be full steam ahead, man, with these jokes, man. I'm gonna try to be out every night now, starting the first of the year. Yeah, after these holidays. Yeah.
Okay, well, don't go crazy. Nice and easy. Easy does it.
You know, I've been crazy for a long time.
Yeah, well, we know that. I'm just trying to give you some message. No doubt, man. So, listen, we got some things coming up. We got some events coming up, and I just want to make sure I get that out the way. Ladies and gentlemen, a New Year's Eve gala, Fresh Entertainment, along with DMS Productions and a few other people, we've gotten together, and we're going to celebrate the new year coming in. The old year going out, the new year coming in. We're going to be at Co-op City in the Grand Ballroom, December 31st. We're starting at 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. That's 177 Dreiser Loop, Bronx, New York, 10475. You can call me at 516-362-9839 to get your tickets. You can go to Eventbrite. Go to Eventbrite, look up the date. You can buy your tickets there as well. You can ask and look for Jimmy D, James Jimmy D Jones on Facebook. Inbox one of us, Les Boogie Jones. You can inbox Tattletale, the brother right here, and you can get a ticket. We're going to have a lot of fun. We got the legendary Black Ivory coming out, and we have comedian Kenny Wu coming out as well, and we got some other planned surprises. And then right after that, on January 11th, we're going to take you back to the club. We're going to take you back to the club dance party like you've never seen before and haven't been to in probably 20, 30 years. DJ Lady D Wells, Z Productions, Fresh Entertainment, we got together, and we're going to have a dance party at the same location, Dreiser Loop on January 11th. That's Saturday. And the ticket is very reasonable. But what I'm asking, we're mixing house and dance music. We're going to take you back to Leviticus. We're going to take you back to the Red Parrot. We're going to take you back to Jimmy Town. We're going to do the thing, Stardust Ballroom, all that. Now, if you like house music, you want to bring your baby powder, sprinkle it on the floor, and do your thing, you're welcome to do that. We're going to do all of that. Then we got some other things coming up. Tattletale, you got anything coming up immediate?
No, I got a few irons in the fire. Had a couple of meetings earlier this week regarding some comedy out here in the Poconos. So we see how that goes.
Good.
Because right now, I don't think there's no black comedy in the Poconos. There was one spot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but there's one spot, but he's gone now. He's doing stuff in Yonkers, this guy.
Okay.
So I'll see what happens.
Okay, good.
I'll see what happens. Yeah.
Well, Fresh Entertainment has you on hosting a lot of our shows, and we're going to be at Westbury. We're going to be in Westbury in 2025 doing major shows there. So just stand by for all of that. Let me just. Before I forget, let me say yes. Before I forget, on March 29th, we're celebrating 40 years of entertainment for the Force MDs, and that's going to be in Co-op City as well. We locking Co-op down, ladies and gentlemen. That's where it's going to be. We're going to celebrate 40 years, these brothers in the game, and they kept it going. One fell off. Somebody picked up the mantle and kept running with it. Stevie D, shout out. Khalil, shout out. Zaheem, shout out to y'all, man. We doing the thing. And then also Fresh Nation Radio, our new radio digital station, is on 24/7. You can go to the Google store. You can get the app. You can go to the Apple store, get our app, Fresh Nation Radio, carry it with you on your phones, wherever you want to go. We play music 24/7. We're playing music, R&B, classics. We're playing current. We're playing classic hip-hop, current hip-hop. As long as it has no cursing in it, we're playing that. And then on Sundays, we're giving you some spiritual and gospel music, some of the best, man, and hoping that carries you through your week. We're playing smooth contemporary jazz, too. Got a whole set for that. And then we got Lady D Wells on the 1 and 2s. We got international DJ Tommy Lee. We got my man Fleeko Barber. Then you got Les Boogie on the 1 and 2s too. I get it in. Don't sleep on me now. I know how to do this. You know what I'm saying? And in 2025, you're gonna see a lot from the radio station. And then we're gonna have Staccato Management led up by Miss Dahlia Manette. She's gonna be doing her thing. And then of course we're gonna have comedy by My man right there, Mr. Tattletale, coming in doing his thing.
That's right.
We about to blow this thing out the water. Like I said earlier offline, I feel like a teenager.
There you go. There you go.
That's right. So listen, current news, man. What's going on in the current news out there? Anything that we need to talk about?
Oh man, we lost a couple of great people in entertainment, man. Oh man, we lost the legendary. Oh man, this guy has done everything. Quincy Jones. He's produced like this man produced like every legend. This guy goes back like to the 1940s.
That's right.
All right, and big bands and everything.
That's right.
And we lost him. Yep, we lost him.
Quincy Jones, man, 91 years old.
Yeah.
91, he did a lot.
A nice full life.
Yeah, he did more than people know, man. You know, you're right. He goes back to the 40s. And there's another guy that ran with him too, Clarence Avant. Let's give Clarence Avant a shout out. He was the Black Godfather of Hollywood. Nothing went down without Clarence Avant knowing. Everybody went to him for advice. Everybody went to him for connections. So him and Quincy were real close, man. You know, let's talk about this very quickly. Besides their personal life, let's talk about their public life and what they brought to the table in terms of their contribution to the world. That's what I care about. All that other stuff.
Yeah. I don't even mention that. I don't even mention that garbage. I don't even mention it. So, but I'm gonna tell you something. If there was no Quincy Jones, it would not be no Michael Jackson. All right. Not the way we know Mike, because when Quincy stepped in and started producing that album Off the Wall, that was Quincy's production. Absolutely. From there, Mike just took off.
Absolutely.
Took off. Yeah, absolutely. That's Quincy, man.
Talented guy, man. You know, and he was able to combine his talents with what Michael brought to the table. They made magic. They made magic. You know, another shout out to there's a brother from my neighborhood, man. I want to shout him out. He just passed away, and I'd be remiss if I didn't do that. Roy McDaniels, man. Anybody that knows Roy, man, shout out to the family. My condolences, man. Good brother, great ball player. He was into fashion and a lot of different things, man. And he was a real pillar of his community. He stood up for the Valley, man. So peace out to you, my brother, and rest in peace, man. That's important. And anybody else that's lost someone, man, our heartfelt condolences to you as well, you know, to you as well. One thing I want to mention before we bring the guest on is we had an election, y'all. And you know, we still reeling from that. My advice to everyone is buckle down, man. Understand where your money's coming from. Understand what's getting ready to happen. Protect your assets. Protect your jobs, your families, and all that, because things can change. And if you're not watching, it'll change and affect you in a way. And then when you look up and you find out that things have affected you so badly that you can't even function anymore because you didn't know about it, because you was naive to it. You need to understand what 2025 is. You need to understand what they're trying to do with Medicaid and Medicare. You need to understand what they're trying to do with Social Security. You need to understand these things, what is trying to go on here. And we have to stand together, irregardless of the fact that this gentleman is going to be our incoming president. We still have to stand up and get our local politicians, ladies and gentlemen, to still do their jobs for our communities. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, because right now Medicare is at the point where you can switch your Medicare coverage. Do it now. Do it now. Lock in. You have until December 7th to make that happen. Don't sleep on it, because once those prices go up and all those co-pays and all these different things and the medicines and the pharmacies and the big pharmaceutical companies start hitting us in the head with all these taxes and all these fees, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to be in trouble. It's a different world getting ready to happen, ladies and gentlemen, so be prepared. I'm telling you now. Remember, I told you that, because I'm being prepared. The other thing is protect your assets, man. Get your trusts together. Get your wills together. Make sure your homes are protected. They can't come in with public domain and all this other nonsense that they do. Be on point. Make sure that your family keeps those assets within the family. You know what I'm saying? Tattletale, give us some feedback on that, because you know a little bit.
Oh, yeah, very important. Very important. A will is very important. If you have not sat down and made a will, you can do a will, a trust, or a living will. But for the parents out here that have children that are living in your household, and these children are basically doing well, and what you should do is put their names on your bank account. All right? Put somebody else on that bank account besides yourself. So, God forbid, if you do pass, when you pass, it won't be no trouble. The family will have access to those funds because their names are on those accounts.
Right.
Very important to do. Just the little simple things. Don't be selfish. You got to think about your family and your assets, especially if you got a home. If you got a home, get mortgage insurance, okay? Or get a nice accident insurance policy that's going to cover the cost of the home. All right. So something happens to you, that home can be paid for. Don't be losing no homes. Right? That's generational wealth. But these are the little things you can do right now. I mean, you can put these kids or whoever's living with you, who you trust, on those bank accounts, and you don't need no attorney to do it. All you got is just go to the bank with that person and the ID, bank, and put them on that account.
There you go. Very important, ladies and gentlemen. Very important, man. Because they'll take your stuff from you, and then when something happens to you, unfortunately, and when your children go to claim it, they're going to give them a hard time. So remember that. Listen, we'll be right back.
One more thing. If you have children, put their names on the deed. Get them on the deed. All right? Get them on the deed. So that way, there's everything is smooth. Everything is smooth.
Right. You don't want to go to probate court, and then they want to argue about you have the right to be there. You know Well, listen, hold up, everybody, for 1 minute. We'll be right back. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. The Let's Boogie One-on-One show right here on Fresh Nation Radio.
Frankie Crocker.
I'm Bobby J, formerly of WWRL and WCBS-FM in New York, and I'm proud to have known many of the great radio personalities of our era and to have been guided, nurtured, and mentored by many of them, especially Douglas Jocko Henderson, the ace from outer space, who used to go back and forth between his home in Philadelphia and New York City to work. My co-worker at Super 16, the man who a generation of rappers looked upon as their idol. Hank Spann, we called him the Soul Server. My teacher, my mentor, the Dean of Radio, Hal Jackson, who taught me there are no big I's and little U's. That it's nice to be important, well, it's more important to be nice. The Chief Rocker, Frankie Crocker, who came to New York City from WUFO in Buffalo to WWRL, WMCA, WLIB-FM, which became WBLS. The King of Rock and Roll, Alan Free, who was very important to me and my original vocal group, the Laddins, and whose style in my early days on the air I copied. Ralph Waldo P.D. Green from Washington, D.C., an Emmy Award winner for his television work, worked at WWRL's sister station WOL in D.C., and whose life and exploits were portrayed on the silver screen by Don Cheadle in the movie Talk to Me. Tommy Smalls, Dr. Jive at WWRL, whose shows at places like the Lowe State Theater and the world-famous Apollo Theater rivaled Alan Freed for attendance and impact. Ralph Cooper Sr., a man who I used to sit in on his radio show at WHOM and take requests for him. We called Ralph Cooper Dark Gable. You see, he was a movie star. He appeared in a film called The Duke is Tops that introduced to the world Lena Horne. Morning man extraordinaire at WWRL and WLIB, Eddie O.J., of whom the O.J.'s were named. In Philadelphia, the man with the goods was Georgie Woods. Also from Philadelphia, Reggie LeVong. Reggie replaced Tommy Smalls as Dr. Jive at WWRL and later on would work at WNBC under the name Just John. In Chicago at WVON, which was owned by the Chess Brothers of Chess Records and whose call letters stood for the voice of the Negro, E. Rodney Jones, who had a profound impact on Don Cornelius of Soul Train fame. I worked in Memphis, Tennessee at WDIA. which was the home to not only one of the great radio personalities of Memphis, but he was a hit recording artist in his own right and alongside his daughter, Carla. Rufus Thomas, the big bad dog. We called him the Mouth of the South. These are just a few of the great radio personalities who, unfortunately, are no longer with us. But they left a lasting impact, particularly on people like me who, well, part of that last generation. We will never see their likes again. And come
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, the Let's Boogie One-on-One show right here on Fresh Nation Radio. That's right. We keep it fresh, y'all. We keep it fresh. We got a guest coming on tonight. Where's my brother at? All right. We're going to bring him on in a few minutes as soon as he pops back in. Oh, there he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you, friend of ours, friend of the show, one of our brothers, man, Mr. John H. Smith, guitarist extraordinaire, entertainer, teacher, and everything else. What's up, John? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I was enjoying your segments, man. Some real great information.
Oh, thank you,
guys
brother.
were sharing, man. But I'm glad to be here. Thank you for the opportunity, man. Thank you, man.
Well, we're glad to have you,
house, man. I thought Jesus was gonna show up in the
yeah, man, he had me going on that one, boy.
Hey.
Yo, he was like, yo, Les was like, yo, word, man, I gotta get my
He had me going. He had me going for real. But when you mentioned Jesus, I gotta pay attention.
Y'all know I'm crazy. Y'all know
Yo,
I'm crazy.
you had him, man.
Yeah, he had me go because he mentioned
Yo,
Jesus.
I'm
I got to pay
crazy.
attention. He
I
said
was
Jesus is
getting
black
ready to
man.
ask him.
I'm like, okay, let's go. You know
Yo, I was
Hey,
about to ask him how much it cost to get that check.
what
you get a special right now for $99.
No
Oh
doubt about it, man.
man,
No doubt about it.
Only bad thing about it is the devil is my darn uncle. Ain't that something?
that's
Too much, man. You too much,
And
brother.
my,
oh man,
my mom used to always say, you have one great uncle that we don't talk about. And that's him.
that's him. Oh man,
Wow. Hey, John, listen. You know a
uh-huh.
lot about the church, man. You know, that's how we met. You
That's
know, you
right.
guys had a big mega church over here in Hempstead, New York. Let's talk about that a little bit.
145.
What was that experience like? Tell us all about that.
Man, that was great, man. We moved in there like maybe 10 years ago or so, like that, and we had the building there. It had 5 theaters in it.
Yes.
We had a theater
Wow.
upstairs. We had four of them downstairs. We also own 5 stores on the main street: a bodega,
Yeah.
a laundromat, a dentist office, a dance school, and then we had some property where we rented out some offices and stuff like that.
Wow.
It was
Hmm.
self sustainable, but when COVID hit, it made a big shift. A lot of people start moving, south, and a lot of older members of the church began to pass away. Man,
Wow, really?
Wow.
yo, during that COVID, man, it was a different lifestyle for real,
It
man.
really
People that
was, man. Yeah.
that was with us, man, no longer with us. A lot of pastors, a lot of older church members couldn't weather the storm, man. So,
Yeah.
but it was a
Yeah.
great experience, man. That's actually how I met you, and we
Yeah.
did some concerts up there. But I was a little surprised because I came from Mount Vernon, and
Right.
then I was helping my father out at his church. I was surprised how the community didn't support it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
As folks, sometimes, man, I think if we came together a little bit more instead of taking our monies
Yeah.
across town
Yeah, of
but it's
course.
hard to get people to understand that revelation, man. They said in the circulation of money in the black community, 6 hours is the length of time that money stay. Other
Mhm.
ethnic group, man, months of
30
money
days, 2 months,
circulating in
3
their
months. Yeah.
community, man. I don't know what
Mhm.
we got to do to wake us up to that revelation, man.
You know
You
what?
know.
It's always the same story wherever you go with us. You know,
Hmm.
and we really don't know what the answer is because everybody's aware of it. If we speak about it, we are aware of it. Why aren't we doing anything to circumvent the problem? Because it's a problem. See, a
Yeah.
lot of people probably don't even see it as a problem because they're so used to doing it that way. But it's
Right.
a problem when you don't have your own money in your own community because you can't give back to your community if you have nothing in your community to give back to. And people don't
That you,
understand that. They're just thinking about, I need the sneakers now. I want to get that car now. I want to go get the groceries now from over here. I want to get these clothes now. I'm not going to buy it from him. I'm going to go over there because the Jew man's going to give it to me this way. Or I could go over here to this other store because, they're going to give me a break or whatever. Instead of just saying, keep it right here.
yeah.
Where I grew up back in the day, we had a black owned hardware store.
Hmm.
We had, bodegas. We had all of those things.
Right.
And it just disappeared.
Mhm.
So I understand what you're saying,
Yep.
man.
Yeah. I always use this scenario, man. If 6, 7 churches in the community got together and said, you know what, let's take all our money out of every bank that we got it in, and let's go to one bank. And we're gonna take all 7 churches member, we're gonna join that bank. But you gotta be fair with us. If you
Right.
don't be fair with us, we'll take our money and go somewhere else. See,
Right.
sometimes that power of have that amount of people saying that, yo, we ain't gonna shop in this store, or we're not gonna bank at your bank, it gives you power.
It
That's
does.
And
right.
a lot of people don't understand the power of coming together as a collective body, where we could go to banks, where we could go to politicians and say, we got this block right here,
Right.
and it's got this amount of folks that are committed to one another. But we can't. I don't know, man. You're right. We know it's a problem, but for some reason we can't seem to get out of that crab mentality.
Yeah.
Everybody's afraid of the next person being more successful.
Yeah.
When they don't realize that if one is successful, all of us are successful.
And that's been, that's been our problem, and that's been indoctrinated in our minds.
In our psyche.
Never. It was planted. The seed was planted a long time ago that we don't get along. And the crab mentality and the separation and the once you separate people, you divide and conquer. I mean, and it's very simple. Very simple. Right. It's very simple. A very simple process that has continued to work. But unfortunately, it's going to continue to work because nobody's waking up. There's a few little pockets here and there that people are doing things, and I think that's the way to actually start is in small pockets.
Right.
Like the brother was just talking about in your own family, keeping your wealth within your family. That's a way for us to start, because then that's going to trickle out. If a family sees your family doing it, they might ask a question. Well, listen, what are y'all doing? Because I see that y'all keep everything tight together. Well, this is what you need to do, my brother, my sister. This is what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? And then you can show them how to do it. But on a mass level, nah, because once you start that, and I'm gonna end with this. Once you start that, see, we had an election that divided us as well. We had our people voting for the other side, or whatever you want to call it, for that side, and then most of the people voting for that side. And it's never us doing the same thing for the same side. See, here again, because they're looking at what they can get financially, because this guy's promising them this, but not really looking at the bottom line pictures that this guy really doesn't want you to have these things. It's all smoke and mirrors. And this is what we go for. We always looking for the 30 pieces of silver to sell each other out.
Oh, that's right.
That's deep. That's deep, boss. I'm ready to take up an offering in a minute.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And do you know what 30 pieces of silver was? Back then in the first century? 30 pieces of silver was the price of a slave.
Wow.
That's right. Wow. It was the price of a slave. That's what you paid for a slave. 30 pieces of silver. And that's what Judas Iscariot sold Jesus for. 30 pieces of silver. And they paid him the price of a slave.
Wow.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That is,
yeah. But you know what, John, you're here because we can bring you back for that. We can have that talk too, But right now, ladies and gentlemen, this brother right here is an extraordinary musician. Number one, not only is he a musician, he's a teacher, as I said earlier. John, John, let's start with this, man. Give us a selection. Let him show what you can do, and then let's take it from there. It's Mr. John H. Smith, y'all, right here on the Let's Boogie One-on-One show. Let's go, bro.
man.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, y'all. That was really me doing that, y'all. That was really me.
Man.
That was really me. John was just,
Oh.
he was looking like he was doing it. That was really me.
Man, I gotta learn how to play the guitar, man.
That guitar is funky, brother.
I be pissing my woman off, man. If I just stop playing that guitar, she probably be happy as hell.
You want to hear something funny, man? There was a show called the Ricky Lake Show.
Ricky Lake.
Oh yeah,
Ricky Lake Show, and I tricked my wife into going on that show as a makeover, and I got my guitar, and I was playing a song off the stage. And it was every time, because when we were in church, I always used to. Her name is Lisa, and I always used to play this little theme that goes Mona Lisa's a lady. So she was on there with her mother, and her mother was in on it. She was on the show, her and her mother, and they were 3 generations of makeovers. That's what my wife thought was going on, and my daughter.
Okay.
So when she was sitting there, they had made her over and everything, and then she hear this music going do 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 do. She was like, "Yo, what is he doing here?" And I just kneel down on one knee and pull the ring out and say, "Honey, would you marry me?" And that video is still going around, man. I went to McDonald's like maybe a week or 2 later, and when I walked in, there's a McDonald's over there on Springfield Boulevard and the Conduit with about Springfield High. Yeah, and I walked in there, man. It was like, that's the guy that proposed to his wife. Yo, all my friends were like, "Yo, man, you set the bar too high, man."
Too high, baby. That's right. That's nice, man. That's beautiful. I'd like to see that clip one day, man. I wish I knew that. I'd have played it for you.
Could. I'll share it with you, man. But that's how I proposed to my wife, man.
That's nice, man. That's dope.
Wow,
man.
that's nice, man. That's nice.
Stuff right there. See, that's that. See, them guitar players, musicians do all that.
See, that's what made me think of.
That's what I'm saying.
They do all that sexy stuff and romantic stuff. And we just gotta, be who we are. That's all right. All right, man.
Yeah.
So listen, John, tell us about, man. How did this all start for you? Where you from? When did you get into music? How did it start for you? Why did you choose this field to jump into?
Well, I'm going to tell you how it started. It actually started when my mother remarried.
Okay.
She married a quartet singer, and she used to take us to the Apollo Theater and see all these gospel quartet groups and stuff like that. And that's how she met my stepfather, which is the pastor, Joe Brown, and he was in this group called the Mighty Clouds of Harmony, not the Mighty Clouds of Joy, but they did things with Sammy Davis Jr. They were like coming up, Cheryl Pepsi Riley.
Right.
Her father and my father were very close because they were in this group, the Mighty Clouds of Harmony.
Okay.
And so we were kind of like family. But anyway, one of the musicians in the group was a guitar player by the name of J.J. Hawkins. And when I heard the guitar, I was like, yo, I want to play that. And he was bad dude, man. So he taught me one chord. He taught me how to play like something by James Brown, like. He taught me how to play that, and I was like, nobody could tell me nothing. And anytime my mother or father called me into the living room to play something, I would play that.
They was loving it. They was loving it. I know
they were loving it. But that's how it started. I would consider myself started late because I was in June. Well, my first year in high school, I believe.
Really?
That's when I started playing. I went to Martin Van Buren High School.
Okay.
In Queens, and that's how I started. And I picked up a music book. Man, I used to pick up books by the Stylistics, the Shy-Lites, all them cats. Because they had back in those days they had those music books, but in the music books they would have little diagrams that had the fingering of. I would learn stop, look, and listen. I would get the
Really?
Michael Jackson songbook, ABC, and all, and I would just
Mm.
look at those little dots and teach myself
You
how
taught
to play
yourself.
those songs
Okay.
Wow.
because they
Okay.
were very familiar, and I would just, man, it used to kill me, but I would. That's how I learned how to play guitar, just by getting those
Wow.
songbooks.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
something, man. Well,
I
that's
tell
dope.
you, one of the pivotal points in my life was there's a park in Queens. Oh man, what is it? Is it St. Albans Park or one of those parks over there by the naval base? But anyway, 1976. I was standing there at 2 o'clock in the morning waiting for a bus to come, and there was this guy with the big boom box playing George Benson's "This Masquerade."
Oh
See,
man.
That moment changed my life, because I mean that guitar was just ringing out. It
ooh,
only
listen,
with
I know
people
Yeah.
it
out there
was.
was me and him, so it was a nice summer night, and yo, when I heard that song, I said, yo, I got to play like that,
Right.
so
Mm.
Right.
it
Right.
pushed me from like R&B into jazz, at
Okay.
that
Mm-hmm.
point. But that's how I got started, man.
Wow.
Started going to school for it. Martin Van Buren had a jazz program. I'll never forget it. I was trying to play ball, man, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And you couldn't tell me I wasn't a Walt Clyde Frazier or Earl of
That's right.
Pearl.
Clyde, baby. Clyde Frazier. That's right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, man. So that was I wanted to play ball real bad, man, and but I had to come to the crossroad of making a decision between that and music, So I
Okay.
decided to go into music.
I know you made the right choice. You made
Yeah,
the right
man.
Yeah.
choice.
It's a passion of mine for sure.
Yeah.
Right
But
choice. Yeah.
John, let me ask you, who was like, I mean, what musician really influenced you? I mean, that you talked about George Benson, and like that album, that Breezy album was murder for real. But any other musician like really inspired you?
Yes, well, I mean, most guitar players that inspired me, and one of my main cats, and which was George Benson's main cat, was this cat by the name of Wes Montgomery out
West
of
Montgomery, of
Yeah.
course.
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I was going to
and
ask you about West, man. Oh yeah,
yeah,
I know about West.
West, and also Grant Green was another one of those cats that came out of that school, and yeah, Wes Montgomery, man, he was like a vocabulary, encyclopedia of knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
man, and Benson, all them cats admired him, and once I found out about Benson, then I started looking into who he listened to. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And he
Right.
There
listened
you
Right.
go.
to,
Right.
West and stuff like that. So West,
Yeah. Yeah.
also Charlie Parker,
Oh,
Miles Davis. Those are the cats that
yeah.
the educator and the most influential musicians in our time period.
Well,
Yeah,
that's dope, man. Because that
Yeah.
West Montgomery, man.
yeah,
Where I
For
man.
lived
real.
at, I lived in an apartment, right? So right above me, there was a guy named Mr. Al, and
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Al was a guitar player, and you would hear him playing you hear him playing West Montgomery all the time. This he was an old
Mhm.
cat. He was
Yeah.
nice with it. I don't even think he played outside his house, man. He
No.
just
Okay.
he just got busy on that West Montgomery, man. I mean, he was not he probably did play outside. We was young, so we probably didn't really know, but we
Mm-hmm.
heard that guitar, man. And my brother always talked about, yo, man, I just want to learn how to play one song. He still says that to this day, Jimmy. I just want to learn how to play one song, just one song. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, that's good, man. So let me ask you this. So you went to the music school in high school. You started the
Yeah,
music
they
program.
had a music program. They had a big band in high school, and you had to audition. I
And
went
you
to
learned how to read
Jazzmobile,
music? You
huh?
learned how to read music at that
Yeah,
time? Did you learn?
because in order to get in that band, I had to have some kind of understanding of music. So I registered at Jazzmobile, which is on 132nd Street in Harlem, and I
Right.
started going there. And my mother paid for a private teacher just to teach me like basic understanding what a staff is and the notes on there and how they relate to the guitar and stuff like that. So once I went to Jazzmobile, they taught me the basics. Then I auditioned for the big band at school, and then I made
You
it
made
in.
it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Wow.
you took music theory, in other words, right?
Yeah, music theory, yeah, and
Right.
how it applies to my particular instrument.
Right. I know a little bit about that. I used to play the trumpet back in the days.
That's what's up,
And I
man.
read music, man.
Uh-oh.
I read
Uh-oh.
music and played the trumpet. Yeah,
Mhm.
I knew how to read too. I can't read a lick right now, but I knew how to read.
Oh
Wow.
man, it's like riding a trike, man. Once you see that bad boy, you'll
Get
pick it
back
right
on it,
back
huh?
up. Yeah,
That's dope, man. Now
yeah.
you've okay, so now you're in high school, you're doing this thing. What happens next?
I lose my mind and I join the service.
Okay. And how did that happen? And what made that happen?
My mother say you gonna do something or you gonna get out of here.
That's how mothers was. Mothers was they was not playing back in the day. See, the
They
days
were not playing.
that's right.
You gonna do something or get up on out of here. So I did my time in the service, and then coming out of the service, actually when I was in the service, they allowed me to go to a music school.
Oh,
I
okay.
went to Berkeley Music School
Oh,
in California,
nice.
and I
Nice.
and I
Wow.
and I learned. I studied and stuff like that. And then when I got home, in the neighborhood, I noticed everybody started going to this school called Five Town College, which was in Merrick, Long Island. And I went there. It was a 2-year program, and I won a full scholarship there to play
Wow.
guitar. Yeah, so I went there for
Nice.
2 years, and I'll never forget this. This was probably a transition in my life. I remember I was going to college, and I also was working a full-time job at this place called Pathmark in Restoration Plaza. I don't
Pathmark,
know if
yeah.
yeah, right
Yeah.
On Fulton Street or
Mm-hmm.
Fulton Avenue,
Mm-hmm.
one of the two. And I worked there full time. So I would wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning, go to school. I had to get a certain train in order to make it to the job in town, and I would work there. But I would do my homework after my shift, 8 hours. I would go up in the roof and do my homework. A lot of my homework was done. My music homework was done on the L. I would take the LIRR from where Merrick into
Right.
Atlantic Avenue. And I
Wow.
was doing that for a while, man. And one day, and so I would find myself being late because if I missed that one train, I was late. So my boss was kind of like pressuring me, like, "Yo, you got to make your decision, man. Like, you can't be coming here late." My mother was like a key of management there, so I felt that I had some leeway.
Yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
anyway, one day I'm running to the train to try to get it, and two things were going through my mind. First thing, if I missed this train, I'm going to get fired. The next thing is, if I miss this train, my mother's going to kill me because so I'm running, man, and I'm slowing down, man, and I just couldn't take it no more. Trying to do full time
Yeah.
job
Can imagine.
working and then full time music. I was at that crossroad. I had to make a decision, and it behooved me because my mom's was like saying to me, "Yo, what took you so long? Why would you even put yourself through that? You were in college. You was doing your thing. You didn't have to worry about that pressure." So I
Right.
love her for that, man. And
Okay.
then from there I
God
won
bless
a
her.
scholarship from Five Towns College, and they took those credits and allowed me to go to um, Long Island University, Brooklyn Center, right across the street from Juniors in Brooklyn
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh
on
yeah.
Flatbush.
Uh-huh.
There's a university there, and they allowed me to take my credits from Five Towns to go there to get my bachelor's degree in music.
Wow.
So
Nice, man.
I minored in education, and also music was my major. So
Wow.
I remember dating a girl. She was like, "Yo, music ain't gonna do it for you, John. You're gonna have to get a job."
It's
so
one of that
so
so it's
yes,
one of that immediate gratification.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
yo, which God bless her heart, man, because she suggested that why don't you minor in education, because at least if something doesn't happen musically, you still have your degree in education. So I taught in Brooklyn for like more than maybe 5 or 6 years
Oh, okay.
at the Pink Houses over there on
Big
Linden
house. Oh,
Boulevard.
really? Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
man.
Wow.
Now that was an interesting
I can
experience, man.
imagine.
Yeah,
Wow.
because when I started teaching there, I had a third and fifth grade classes. That was the level that I would teach in the elementary school around there, I remember bringing my music equipment into the classroom and teaching the kids how to do different sounds by adding music to it, having them rap and different things
Wow,
like that. And
nice,
then
man.
the
That's dope,
principal
man.
saw
Yeah.
this, a principal by the name of Virginia Novell, and she used to send me around to other elementary schools, teaching them how to incorporate rap and incorporate music to teach these kids different things. So I always brought the music to wherever I was at, man.
Oh, that's cool,
So
man. That's I didn't know that. That's see,
yeah,
you learn
man.
something, man, when you talk to people, man. So so now, like a couple of things. So excuse me. Give me one of the biggest highlights of your music performance career. Like the person, the event, the date, who'd you play with that just blew your mind when you said, wow, this
What
is
am I doing here,
crazy.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things we're playing in Carnegie Hall with BB and CC Winans.
Okay.
Wow.
That was and what was really amazing about it, I did an arrangement of a Christmas song because it was a Christmas event,
Hmm.
and they had like 100-piece orchestra playing the
Wow.
music that I arranged,
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah. That's gotta be nice,
to hear
man.
them
Yes,
play
sir.
that, man, at Carnegie Hall was like that was magical.
Wow.
I
Wow.
mean, now recent here, man, hearing my song on the radio is kind of blessing me, though, man, because it's never too late. I want to say that, like I just released a single called "Watch What You Say," and that's kind of been like a really nice feeling to hear people talk about the song, and people sending me links, say, man, I heard your song in the radio on the radio down here in Florida or in North Carolina or whatever. So we don't have any smooth jazz stations in New York anymore. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you got to get that
I
on that
remember waking up
watercolor.
one morning and it was
Yeah,
country western,
watercolor.
man.
Yeah,
Yep.
watercolors, man.
So
Watercolors is killing it right now.
another highlight too, man, is teaching kids music, man. I was working at in um Mount Vernon school system, and I was teaching kids, and I put on my Facebook page, yo, anybody want to donate any money, and I want to buy these kids instruments, and people on my
Mm.
Facebook page stepped up, and I raised enough money to give out guitars to those students that were in the
Well, that's
class.
good,
That
man.
Yeah,
Oh wow,
that was
that's good. That's good.
yeah,
That's
man.
real good. So you
Yeah,
know what?
that's giving back.
Let's talk a bit about the single now. The single's been out for how long now?
October the 11th was released, and I've been getting reports because I hired a promotion company
Hmm.
to push it or whatever. I've been getting some really nice airplay on iHeartRadio. It's on Spotify, YouTube. I mean, just all the major platforms.
Right,
iTunes. You know.
right.
Apple Music and different things like that. So
Hmm.
it's been doing well. I've been getting different reports every week of how many times they spin the record and different things like that. And
Right.
the
So you're getting
promoter,
positive feedback.
yeah, the positive feedback, man, it's been doing well, man.
Okay,
It's
good.
been doing
Now
well.
you know we got to get it on watercolors, man. Once you get there, you're good.
That's yo, man.
Yeah,
So the prayers of the righteous availeth much, man.
there you go, my brother. There you go. You know,
Well, we
is
got
this?
Jesus sitting with us, so I want him to
I
turn
can,
that.
You,
I
you,
can,
you better
I can
touch it.
help you on
You better touch it. You better touch it. You know. So, John, is this your first recording, or this is just
Well,
something
I
recent?
mean, I recorded a Christmas project, and I recorded a gospel instrumental project some years ago. But this
Mhm.
is my first one on this level, with the smooth jazz thing and
What
going
took
into
so
that.
long? What took so long? What made you do it now and not before?
A lot of it has to do with fear.
Oh, okay, that's being
A
honest.
lot of have to do with insecurity. Like oh John, you started playing the guitar when you was late, and John, oh man, there's so many bad cats than you, and you deal with a lot of insecurity. I mean, me personally dealt with that,
Yeah,
and so but I was like the heck with it, man. Let me just go for it, and
go for it. Yeah,
And that's it, you know.
Okay, it's a good song. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play it right now. It's called Watch What You Say by the artist sitting right here. His name is John H. Smith. This is his new single. If you hear it, go out and cop it, download it, and we're going to push this. We're going to put this on RSC Fresh. We might do that too. We're gonna talk about that, but we're gonna put it on the radio station. I had a slip of the tongue. I think God made me say something. Yeah, man. I didn't mean to say that right out loud like that, but you know what? We speak it comes to fruition. You know how we
there
do.
You go.
But it will be on Fresh Nation Radio, that's for sure. This is John A. Smith. It's called Watch What You Say. John. All right, man.
Oh man, thank you, man.
Right. Oh man, that sounds good, my brother.
I don't know why you feeling inferior. You sound like Earl Klug or somebody, man. That's what's going on.
Oh man, thank you, Les, man.
Oh man, it's beautiful, man. So listen, real quick, you got to tell us and tell the people again how to find the song they want to download it and how to find you, because you got a beautiful website as well. You have a beautiful website, man. I'm going to actually share that website real quick because I think people need to see your website. But in the meantime, just tell everybody how they can find you, John, while I set this up.
Okay, well, it's very easy. www.itsjohnsmith.com. My music is on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes Store, Amazon Music, Diver, Trial, and also on YouTube. So that's my website. As you can see, I'm a guitarist, a producer, and an educator. I have online lessons. You could go to Online Jazz Guitar to get some of my lessons and things like that. Those they're listed there. 12-bar blues and different things like that. So I'm on Instagram. It's John Smith 2020. I don't know. I got to change that 2020. That wasn't a good deal. But you can go there, and on my Facebook page, it's John Smith 58. So all you got to know is ITS John Smith, and you'll find me.
All right,
man. Beautiful, my brother. Man, it's been a short time, but we're gonna bring you back. And wow, I'm congratulating you on taking that plunge, man. There's none to be afraid about. You got the talent. You've had the talent, but
Thank
you know
you,
everything
man.
happens in the time that's supposed to happen. So this was your time, man. And you know anything we can do, we are going to play it on the radio station ASAP.
Thank
ASAP,
you, man.
And we'll talk a little bit off the air. I hit you tomorrow. Something we talk a little bit. I got a couple of ideas for you, and take it from there, man. We just pleasure having you, man. It was just too fast. It's just hour goes quick.
I hear
Hour
you.
goes quick.
Tattletale, man, I appreciate you. Les Boogie, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, man. I pray that you guys
you're welcome,
continue
my
to
brother.
have
You're welcome.
success.
You too.
Pray that you continue to have great success, man. And I love you guys from the bottom
You too,
of my
brother.
heart, man.
Oh,
Thanks so
no
much,
doubt.
man. It's John
No
Smith,
doubt.
y'all.
Thank you,
There's
man.
no
Record,
doubt.
y'all. Get the record. Watch what you say. You heard what he said? Watch what you say. It's important.
Watch what you say.
Y'all be cool. Let's Boogie One-on-One show right here on Fresh Station Radio. We'll see you on the next one, y'all. See you on the next one.